Hi, in this lesson I'm going to try to teach you how to program the continuity of templates in case that you want to make any changes. Okay, so first we're going here to the credit repair, and in this case I'm going to use the expert view because it's better for the explanation. Still, I mean, you can program in the advanced area, but I really recommend you that you use the expert area. Okay, so in this case I'm gonna uncheck this to explain it later. And so here I added a creditor, and I'm going to add a type. Notice that the dispute reason or the template are not filled in yet. So I'm gonna select charge off, which has a code 3. The code could be anything you want. Could be French fries, but it has a 3 because it's shorter. You have a number like we have, and we have kind of reserved the first 30 numbers for our use, and then you can use any other number or word for anything that you may want. So here I'm gonna put whatever, and here I'm gonna select just one because I want to explain it just with one to make it really simple. Okay, so when I selected charge off, I noticed that this template was selected and this reason was selected. If you see the code at the bottom of this reason, or more or less at the bottom, you'll see the number 3 between double brackets. So notice that that it is the same code that they charge off. And this one, even though it does have it, but it doesn't show it because it would be too confusing, but I can show you where it is. So if we go here to the view template, okay, view template, and I click edit, I will go to the template manager, and I can show you that we have 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, etc. So that means that for charge off and other, for example, I believe that number 8 is late payments, this letter is going to be selected. We have here certain curly brackets and stuff which is totally unrelated to this. This is for the spinner system that you can learn by clicking this button here, the instructions. So we see that we have A, okay, 3A, meaning that is the first letter of the sequence of 3, okay. Okay, so notice that we have double brackets, then the number 3 with an A between parentheses, regular, not curly, and then another bracket. And that means that is the code 3, but is the first in the code 3. So potentially you can have B and C, etc. So for example, this one, no, not that one actually, but this one has a B, as you can see here, okay, has a B. So this is the next letter, right? And pretty much the same thing happens with the reason. So I'm gonna go back. Now I will go back. In this case, not that I have to go back and forth. It's simply that I'm explaining why. Normally you don't go back and forth. So this one has a 3, pretty much a kind of a normally, in the sense that is just a 3. Okay, so we don't have any sequence here. Still, you can click here and select any option manually or edit, which we're gonna see in a second now, but this is also important. Okay, like we have a sequence here but this sequence is only for visual purposes. What matters is this code here. And you see this other code that is for sample purposes only, if you want to put round here, etc. So this is just for sample. You can select any of these. These are the ones for Metro 2. So we'll see that in a second how that works. Okay, so basically you can create a sequence of templates just by adding codes, 3A, 3B, well, I'm 2A, etc., 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, and as many rounds as you want, potentially. But since we have usually a letter and a reason, that the reason is going to modify the letter and adapt the letter to whatever you want. So we play more with the reasons than with the templates. Okay, so now we can do this process automatically, etc., by doing, but this is not the scope of this lesson. So if I do it manually, right here, clicking next. Okay, so I'm going to click next, and it has some examples there, by the way, that you can pop up by pressing the Alt key and then hovering on the N, so you can read how it works if you don't remember. Okay, I'm gonna go out, and so I'm gonna click N for next letter, right? And we have this. The next letter, you see this one became blank. Well, because this particular template contains everything, so we don't need to have a reason for this letter. This self-contained in the in the letter is self-contained, and this one has the 3B, and we saw that before when we went to the template manager by clicking the view template, right? The view template icon here, and then selecting edit. Okay, so now if I click next, okay, look what happens. Nothing. Nothing, because I don't have a 3C, but I have a Metro 2 system here. Okay, so Metro 2, in order to work with the Metro 2, this box must be checked, and it's usually checked automatically in this case because it's a test, but it's usually checked automatically. But obviously it doesn't hurt that you look at it and see. So the next letter will be what? This is a kind of a special thing because of the Metro 2. After the second one, you see it changes the template letter, and we showed before, but I'm gonna go still to the genetic Metro 2 system and also here, but I'm gonna go and show you. So I'm gonna click view and then edit to go to the template manager here, and we can see that this one, again, this one is special. We have the 3, so that means there is the 3, and we have the Metro 2C. Well, because we have checked the box of Metro 2 is picking up this one, Metro 2C. If we didn't have the Metro 2 checked, the checked box, then nothing would happen because we don't have a letter that it has a C. But if we had a C, then it will pick that one. Okay, but in this case, because we selected the Metro 2, it's selecting the C, in fact. So the next one after the B, and then still the number 3, which represents the code of charge off. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna enter once again, and we're going to analyze this one. Okay, if we see with the code there, or maybe I would like to press the shift key, I'm sorry, not the shift, sorry, the alt key, and then hover. So you press the alt key and then hover, not after but before. Okay, so we're gonna find this, and this is the content. Okay, so we have this Z, which means absolutely nothing, only that it's gonna sort by, and it's going to put it between double brackets so it won't show anything in double bracket, won't show. So you can put messages even for you. You can say this reason is for charge off when the client is in Texas, So whatever is the case that you can put your own notes even in the reason itself, just by putting double brackets on each side of whatever you say. So in this case, the charge off is meaningless, except that I identify charge off at a glance. Okay, but here I can put whatever I want. It wouldn't matter for I'm not modifying, by the way. This is only displaying, so I'm not modifying. If I type like this, I can edit. If I want, I can type and edit that. That's no problem, but I'm saying that right now I'm only displaying, and I can type any type of garbage here, not a problem. The important thing here, this Z is the same thing. It's just for sorting reasons. That is going to be at the bottom because all of them are Metro 2. I could have put here M2C, but I don't know what other things may have in terms of letters. I mean, in words, this one starts with an A, but the other one can start by a Y. And then, so this one is, so it's going to index at the bottom. And then this is the only thing that is valuable here, which is the code 3, charge of code, and then between parentheses M2C. You see that it coincides with the letter that is going to M2C, and it's going to M2C because we have at the top the Metro 2 system checked. If we didn't have that, then this reason won't be used. And maybe if you had a reason like this, yes, this one would be used. Okay, if you didn't have the Metro 2, because you had the Metro 2, unless you had the Metro 2, this is a special thing for the Metro 2 sequence, so to speak. We could have included a Metro 2 sequence directly, in the sense of no need to put M2. It's only so you know that after the third round and forward, well, it's going to use the Metro 2 system, disputing certain parameters that are that need to be by law accurate in the credit bureau. Okay, so that way you can control. I mean, probably it's going to look a little bit demanding at the beginning, but actually it's not. Is simply putting, for example, in terms of letters, if you just want to put a letter and don't put the reason, which could be possible. For example, a letter to dispute account number, could be possible to put that purpose in the letter itself, and put dispute account number. Well, yeah, absolutely yes. The reason that we do it this way is because this letter has some spinner, and this one has some spinner also. You can see that here. You see, this reason has spinners, which are these curly brackets and these bars. So that makes it unique to avoid detection by the OCR of the credit bureaus. Okay, as opposed to weird colors and stuff like that that immediately identifies the letter coming from a credit repair service. That doesn't make sense, in my humble opinion. Then having a spinner, it will make the letter unique, so they cannot detect the pattern, or the same text over and over and over, like other software. So here you see that this is gonna go to D and E and F and G and H, and so many rounds, even more I think than M by scrolling. Yep. So it's gonna go until P. Not all types of disputes will go that far. That depends what is allowed by law what parameters should be correct, and that those are the ones that we dispute, and or the system disputes. So anyway, so here if I click N, so the next letter, the template is gonna maintain, is gonna be the same, because as you can see, generic, and also we saw before that this one contains, you know, all that. So it's not gonna move because we don't have a D. So it's gonna stay on the C because we don't have a D letter for Metro 2. We changed the reason. So look at this. This one is disputing account number. So by clicking the N, now we dispute the amount past due, and you can see that in capital letters in this tooltip. Okay, and so on and so forth. So now we're going to dispute the creditor name, and then we're going to dispute here the current balance, and so on and so forth. So that's it. That is how you set up, if you want to modify, and of course another little point, if let's say that you want to make your own dispute reason, okay, you will need to go here to the S for snippet. Here we had the basic assignment, which is charge. Well, let's say that we select, it's already selected, but select, if we select number 4, which is, you see, collection, it's going to have collection here. If I select 3, which is charge off, if you don't know what they are, you can hover here at the top left, and you're going to see what they are. And then you can see here at the bottom here, these things are the codes. Here we have this code as 3, which is the one that is going to be picked if by default. If you want this one, for example, to be picked by default, you will put 3 here, and you will eliminate this. And now this one will be, we never had an account. This is probably not a good idea unless it's true, but I'm gonna use it as an example. Again, not a good idea. This one is a better idea, better using that one. But if I create another one dispute, okay, and I select, I'm gonna select in this case Home Depot, and I'm gonna select the same, charge off. So this is the first. So you see, I never had an account with this creditor. So the default changed, and the same way you can make this template change to a different default, okay? And I can even do a test here. I'm gonna do a kind of a crazy test, but just so you understand. So this one, which is essentially for whatever, let's put this one that doesn't make sense, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna put here 3, and I can put A if I want. Otherwise I can put only 3, that would be fine too. But I can put 3 here, but I shouldn't forget to delete these 3 from here, which by the way I can do with these buttons. So that will be pretty simple, you see. I click the 3 and it gets deleted. I click the 3 and it gets entered at the end, not in order, but it gets entered automatically. Okay, so I deleted it from here, I added it here. That means that the next time that I do, by the way, I can click this gavel here to enter directly into the expert dispute center expert view. And so now if I select this again, or this one, doesn't matter, and I'm going to change that letter, you see, to dispute item, simply because it's the one that I put as default. Well, I hope that this will serve you to know how to put your own templates if desired, and your own reasons as well. Thank you.